want to just kind of set the stage, if I could. There will be a test after for those of you who are talking. I want to set the stage and ask somebody throw out a number of how much you think a gallon of gas was back in 1953. There, you're close. Somebody over here said 10 cents. I think it was the Canadian. Al, I think you're the one who got it right. Yeah, no, 18 cents was a gallon of gas. 18 cents. And we know what we're paying today. And a house cost about $8,000. $8,000. I wish I could get a car for that. That's kind of what was happening back in the 50s. You know, there's something else that was happening. I need your attention on this if I can get your attention. Thank you. Thank you very much. So in addition to these interesting factoids from 1953 that gas was 18 cents and a house was $8,000, there were 75,000 people, 750,000 people, who were housed in mental health institutions. They were locked up as though they were criminals. And there were probably another 300,000 or 400,000 people who needed some kind of service that couldn't get it. And today, thanks to John F. Kennedy and a lot of things that have happened, Mental Health America, the association nationally, we've made a difference in those issues. So, you know, some interesting, huge milestones have occurred in those 60 years that we're very proud to have taken a role on. Let me tell you, I am really honored tonight to introduce our governor. And I wanted to give him a special introduction. Governor Hickenlooper, you know, was elected mayor in 2003, and what was really interesting is that back in the day when I was honored to be the elected auditor of Denver, and when I was in the state representative, Governor Hickenlooper actually lived in my district. And when I was auditor, I had this annual birthday party every year. Remember this, Governor? And Governor Hickenlooper was nice enough to host me and my birthday party in his the Wind Coop every year, and it was just, we always had such fun.
No, I just said break a leg. Oh no, I can't say that. You know, once you've had hip surgery, you have to be very careful about how people joke with you. Actually, someone asked me what, and I've been saying this all the last couple of weeks, what did I do to my hip? And as my communications director pointed out, if you put your foot in your mouth as often as I do, what do you expect? I saw from a distance, but we have two former speakers of the House here tonight. Andrew Romanoff is here and Frank McNulty are here. Please give them both a hand. I told the last month or so I've been telling a story where facts become twisted. I was at the Women's Foundation. I know I seen a few people there that were at the luncheon last week. But I got in this argument with my son Teddy last spring. He was complaining about homework, and the argument took a turn for the worst. He looked at me and said, "Daddy, what do you do that's so hard every day at work? Make decisions?" I said, "Well, Teddy, it's kind of..." He goes, "No. You get the facts, make a decision, check, next." So it's not quite that. No, Daddy. Get the facts, make a decision, check, next. And he goes on, you know, every day I go into school, I've got to learn something completely new I didn't know existed the day before. If I don't get it completely right, my next day is misery. It's all based on the day before. You know, and after 15 minutes, I gave in. You know, I admitted that 5th grade was harder than being governor. But the next day, I thought of what I should have said, which is not uncommon for me. And the real challenge today is making sure we're all using the same deck of facts, right? 30 years ago, we had the Encyclopedia Britannica, we had Walter Cronkite. Now, people are getting information from all different sources. A lot of it doesn't line up, and you end up people fighting tooth and nail over really what are opinions, and not using the same facts to back it up. We certainly saw this the last legislative session. After the shootings in Aurora, we were very clear that, you know, however you feel about universal background checks and gun safety, the mental health was going to be our primary issue. And this never got covered in the news, but we increased the funding for mental health last legislative session by over $30 million a year. as a percentage, we believe it's, as far back as we can find, it's the largest percentage increase in the history of the state, and one of the largest increases certainly in recent history in the country. And MHAC was there at every step, helping make sure that we had the real facts, and that people weren't, you know, trying to derail a conversation on, you know, urban myth or faulty logic.
I was confronting the fact that there was this incredibly deep barrier or stigmatization of mental illness in society. And it was a blanket discrimination against those who sought treatment and those who admitted that they were seeking treatment. At the time, I had a temporary part-time job, an eye-opening job, selling health insurance to self-employed individuals, self-employed people. And in our sales training sessions, we were instructed not to submit a health application from any prospect who said he or she had ever been treated for a mental illness at any time in their life. Whether it was for a prescription for a psychotropic medication or a medication that treated some kind of depression, whether they had been hospitalized, whether they had been to a psychiatrist or a psychologist. When an applicant who I was sitting with said yes to any such treatments on the medical history form that was required with each application, we were instructed to politely end the meeting and explain that our insurance company did not accept such applications because it would in no way sell coverage to such people, and this would be a waste of their time and my time if they filled it out.
Little darling, the smiles returning to the faces. Little darling, it seems like years since they